Hi, my name is Kelly and I'm a volunteer with Appalachian Wildlife Refuge. Please follow us on all of our social media platforms for updates and videos on animals in our care at our North Carolina facility. I'm also a second grade teacher and I love books, so I thought you'd love to listen to some woodland animal stories. In the times like these when we're teaching from home, I'm here in my dining room, which has been converted to my classroom. We thought we'd add a little bit of woodland animal stories to your nightly read-alouds. The great things about these stories that even though they're about animals, it teaches us humans great lessons, from friendships to solving problems and sharing. So in today's book for Tuesday Tales, it's Scaredy Squirrel by Melanie Watts. And I really love this book because it's set up in a little bit of a different format as far as what the pages look like. And it also has clocks in here, so a little bit of telling time and a lot of repetition. So children of younger ages need repetition, and this is really going to help them with that. So I hope you enjoy this book as much as I do. Be sure to watch to the end so we can get our answer for last week's Tuesday Tales Trivia and hear this week's Tuesday Tales Trivia question. So this is Scaredy Squirrel. Scaredy Squirrel never leaves his nut tree. The unknown. He'd rather stay in his safe and familiar tree than risk venturing out into the unknown. The unknown can be a scary place for a squirrel. A few things that Scaredy Squirrel is afraid of. He's afraid of tarantulas, poison ivy, green Martians, killer bees, germs, and sharks. So he's perfectly happy to stay right where he is. Although I'm not sure if the squirrel would ever come in contact with a shark, but I can see why he's afraid. Advantages to never leaving the nut tree. It's got a great view, has plenty of nuts, it's a safe place, and there are no tarantulas, poison ivy, green Martians, killer bees, germs, or sharks. I love that. They put the pictures there instead of the words. Disadvantages of never leaving the nut tree. It's the same old view, it's the same old nuts, and it's the same old place. In Scaredy Squirrel's nut tree, every day is the same, everything is predictable, all is under control. And all the days of the week. Scaredy Squirrel's daily routine. This is where we have our clocks, our analog clocks. 6:45 a.m., wake up. 7 a.m., eat a nut. 7:15 a.m., look at the view. 12 noon, eat a nut. 12:30 p.m., look at the view. 5 p.m., eat a nut. 5:31 p.m., look at the view, only 1 minute later. And at 8 p.m., go to sleep. But let's just say, for example, that something unexpected did happen. You can rest assured that this squirrel is prepared. A few of his items in Scaredy Squirrel's emergency kit. He has a parachute, bug spray, mask and rubber gloves, which we're seeing a lot of people wearing now, hard hat, antibacterial soap, remember we're washing our hands even longer now, calamine lotion, that's to help with itchy from the poison ivy, a net, a Band-Aid, and sardines. What to do in the case of an emergency, according to Scaredy Squirrel. Step 1, panic. Step 2, run. Step 3, get kit. Step 4, put on kit. Step 5, consult exit plan. Step 6, exit tree. If there is absolutely, definitely, truly no other option, it's a dramatization. Exit plan, top secret. Exit 1, note to self. Watch out for green Martians and killer bees in the sky. Exit 2, note to self. Do not land in river. If unavoidable, use sardines to distract the sharks. Would sharks be in the river? Exit 3, note to self. Look out for poison ivy and for tarantulas roaming the ground. Exit 4, note to self. Keep in mind that germs are everywhere. Remember, if all else fails, playing dead is always a great option. With his emergency kit in hand, Scaredy Squirrel watches. Day after day he watches until one day, on a Thursday at 9:37 a.m., a killer bee appears. Scaredy Squirrel jumps in a panic, knocking his emergency kit out of his tree. That was not part of the plan. Scaredy Squirrel jumps to catch his kit. He quickly regrets that idea. The parachute is in the kit. But something incredible happens. I love this page. Ready? He starts to glide. Scaredy Squirrel is no ordinary squirrel. He's a flying squirrel. He feels overjoyed, adventurous. Scaredy Squirrel forgets all about the killer bee, not to mention the tarantulas, poison ivy, green Martians, germs, and sharks. Carefree, alive, until he lands in a bush. And plays dead. 30 minutes later, 1 hour later, 2 hours later, finally, Scaredy Squirrel realized that nothing horrible is happening to him in the unknown today. So he returns to his nut tree. All this excitement has inspired Scaredy Squirrel to make drastic changes to his life. Here's his new and improved daily routine with our analog clocks. 6:45 a.m., wake up. 7 a.m., eat a nut. 7:15 a.m., look at the view. 9:37 a.m., jump into the unknown. That's new. 9:45 a.m., play dead. 11:45 a.m., return home. 12 noon, eat a nut. 12:30 p.m., look at view. 5 p.m., eat a nut. 5:31 p.m., look at the view. 8 p.m., go to sleep. Here's some poison ivy, and there's his first aid kit. P.S. As for the emergency kit, Scaredy Squirrel is in no hurry to pick it up just yet. His kit landed in the poison ivy, which is one of the things he was afraid of. Isn't this book fun? I love it. It's just so different to look at, and there's so many things to look at with the children in their eyes, too. So getting into our Tuesday Tales trivia from last week. Last week's Tuesday Tales trivia was, what is the animal that the Appalachian Wildlife Refuge rehabilitators see the most? If you, in the comments below, guessed that it is the opossum, you are right. Why do we see the most opossum? Because they often have the largest litters, up to 13 babies in those pouches. So if you guessed opossum, great job. Today's Tuesday Tales trivia question is, what is the most common mistake that people make when they find an injured or orphaned wild animal? Next week, we will have the answer to that, so comment below in our YouTube comments. What is the most common mistake that humans make when they find an injured or orphaned wild animal? See you next Tuesday.